Hello, I'm David Groninger in Seattle, Washington. It's a rainy night. I just came back from a bicycle ride. It's December 7th, 2015. And every day I ask myself this question. How could I give a 10-minute message that might help 10 million people? I write down the answers. When I write down the answers, I look at them and decide, find a topic to talk about, and that's what I talk about. And so I'm going to start the talk tonight. The idea I came up with today is simply this. The strategy of asking yourself questions, asking questions to other people. When you want to achieve some goal in life, and consider the main parts of life that I figure most people are attempting to achieve goals, the area of career or money, the area of their health, the area of relationships, or love and romance. Well, if you were to identify the things in life you want and ask yourself the question, what might I do that might get me a little bit closer to what I want? Who could I meet that could help me get a little closer to what I want? Where could I find a good book to read that could help me understand the strategies of better achieving what I like to experience in life? You know, what kind of a web seminar or what kind of a workshop could I attend? Who are the public speakers and motivational speakers or trainers, teachers? What kind of a class could I take that could help me most get what I want as quickly as possible? You know, things like this. So another way of saying this is that the answer is in the question. See, we look at the results of our life, and many of the results of our life are actually the result of a question that we asked ourselves at some point. We somehow asked ourselves, well, what do we want in this area? And we kind of went for it, and that's what we got. Well, if we're not happy with that, or if we want to improve upon it, the idea is to improve upon the question. It's like the question is the cause, and the answer is the effect. You know, the question is like the seed that we plant, and the answer is the tree, the flowering tree that grows. Ask yourself better questions. It's like the answer is in the question, or the seed of the answer is in the question. Now, some of the questions that I have used myself to great benefit are questions like this. What would make me happy? What steps could I take today that could make me just a little bit more happier than I am? Or how could I prove the quality of my experience today compared with the quality yesterday? I also ask myself questions like, what is it that worked out well today that perhaps I can, continue or increase or expand upon tomorrow? Or what is it that did not work out so well today so I can try to eliminate or diminish my involvement in that the next day? And so I ask myself questions like this, and I write down the answers. And as I do this a little bit each day, I become more and more clear on how to ask questions, how to easily find what I'm looking for in life, how to more easily experience the satisfaction, the fulfillment that comes with not only the achievement of something, but the ongoing progress of this achievement, knowing that you're headed in the right direction. A very interesting question that I ask myself is this. What would I like to experience right this second? That is, what would I like to experience right this second? Notice when I add at the end of the sentence or the question, right this second, it puts me kind of into the present moment, right into the very second of the present moment. I find this kind of wakes me up a little bit. It wakes me up so that I'm not just repeating some type of an answer to a question like, well, what would I like to have in life? And every day the same thing might come up. Well, I'd sure like to be rich, or I'd sure like to have all the love in life just come to me so I wouldn't have to make such an effort in going out and try to find it. Things like this. Or I'd like to just feel better. I'd like to be younger or whatever. The kind of experiences that we want to have, sometimes they can get kind of, we get a little bit too rote, or we lose sight of the real quality of that experience. Well, when you ask the question, what would I like to experience right this second? It gets you in the moment of exactly how you're feeling right now. So the answer to this question is usually a response to how you're feeling in the present and will lead you right now into a little bit of a better a few seconds from now. And so when I ask myself this question, what would I like to experience right this second? And many things come to me. Sometimes it's, boy, I realize I didn't get enough sleep. I think I'd like to just get more rest. Or maybe it's a low energy day, and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe if I lost a couple pounds, I'd be a little bit lighter. Maybe I could improve on my diet. Maybe if I, did some more swimming or bicycling. When I say, how would I like to feel? Usually it's things like, I like to feel very, very good. I like to feel happy. I like to feel like everything is easy and effortless in life. That just, I can just experience what I want. Just like walking into a crowded shopping mall and everything be mine, for example. So another very helpful question is this: how would I like to feel? How would I like to feel? Because when you identify the emotion or feeling connected with our experience or our actions, the action steps and the doingness or what we do in life, when we connect the emotion with that, I think that helps us to get through the action better. It helps us identify the action, and it helps us to be more, to get more out of the action that we're doing. For example, anybody can go to work each day and come back home each day. But what about the quality of feeling on the way to work, at work, and coming home? How would I like to feel during my commute to work? How would I like to feel in the process of doing the work? How would I like to feel coming back home again? And I find that when I answer these questions, I find specific ways that I can feel this way. I used to take the bus to work. I used to ask myself the question, how would I like to feel? And usually it was, well, I like to feel good. I like to feel relaxed. Well, I'm a little bit sensitive to sunlight. So if it was a sunny day and the sun was coming right through the window on my face, because I know how would I like to feel? I like to feel relaxed. The sun hitting my face, since I'm, kind of a little bit allergic to too much sun, then knowing that, I would simply move to another seat. Then I would move to the shady side of the bus and I'd be fine. Now, before I would do things like this, really identify, well, how would I like to feel? I wouldn't do that. I would think, well, I'm on the bus to get to downtown to go to work, and that's the action I'm in, so that's what I'll do. But now that I understand about, well, how would I like to feel while in the process of that, it makes the whole experience more fun. It makes whatever kind of work I'm doing a heck of a lot more fun. So the questions that have been helpful to me, what would I like to experience right this second? How would I like to feel? Another question, what would I like to do? And other questions like, what would I like to have? What would I like to own? In the area of human relationships, questions can be very, very helpful in leading you to the people that are most harmonious with your life. For example, what kind of a person would I want to fall in love with? What would they look like? What would they talk like? What would their age be? What would their body type be? What would their personality be? Where might I find such a person? And how might I schedule part of my day so maybe I can wind up in that area? And if I'm there and if I see such a person, what would I say? How would I approach that person? When you ask yourself these questions that lead up to the experiencing of the things in life that you want, you'll find that you're almost directing yourself, almost like a compass. You're going in the direction, and the compass is showing you if you're a little bit off or if you're a little bit close. The more questions you ask, the closer you can get. And so in the area of your, the economic success in your life, you can ask questions like, in what way might I create more value and be able to, offer more value in the marketplace of the world here? How could I offer more value? Because that's the easiest way of getting more value back. Or what is it in life that I really, really love to do? That's my 10-minute mark. Each day, as I said, I create a 10-minute message, hopefully that'll help 10 million people. And I have no idea if any of these messages or, well, which message is going to help the 10 million, I know for a fact, it's just kind of like a pre-knowledge that one of these messages is going to do it. But I do know that each message will be 10 minutes long. So that's the 10-minute mark. I'm doing this partly to train myself how to speak. And the topic of this message today, in this 10-minute message to help 10 million people, the topic has merely been the answer is in the question. The things we're looking for in life, if we ask better questions, I believe it'll help us get to where we're going. And you can backtrack in this way. If the things you're experiencing in life are not what you want, then perhaps you asked the wrong question in the beginning, or just ask a better question. You know, if what you have in life now is not quite what you want, then ask yourself, well, what is it that I do want? And what kind of minor adjustments could I make? What simple little steps could I make that wouldn't upset things too much, so that I could bit by bit adjust what I'm doing in life to get closer to what I want? So ask yourself questions. Make a list of questions that relate to the important things of your life. And when you ask these questions, write down the answers. And if you do this on a daily basis, you'll find some consistency to the answers that you're getting. And you'll find that when you have these answers, as you go throughout your day, you're going to be a little bit more mindful of recognizing these, the fact that you're somehow getting close to what you want. You're going to recognize people who can be of help to you. You're going to recognize opportunities that are in alignment with these questions and answers. So that's the end of my talk. The talk is titled The Answer is in the Question. And I hope this message might have been of a little use to you as the listener. And so this is David Groninger in Seattle, Washington, saying thank you.